Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? It's time for the final countdown. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rock.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another show, Money Talks, with myself, Melvin, aka Dr. Money. And today we're going to talk about what happened to GameStop. If those of you who may have slept on the situation and were not aware, GameStop shares went up so high that a lot of common people profited, but the big Wall Street people are mad. We're going to talk about this and what happened. So let me first of all, let me just say hi to everyone. Welcome, Mrs. Tina Buck. How you doing? And again, if you're here, just make sure you shout out and let me know you're here so I can give you a shout out back. And also, if you're watching this on replay, do hashtag replay. If you're watching this live, then again, comment as well. So let's kind of talk about what went on. Is anyone aware of what happened with the GameStop debacle today? Or so they call it, right? Anyone aware of that? If not, I'm going to make you aware and talk about like what really happened. If you notice, GameStop, the stock was gaining a lot of power, and a lot of people through Robinhood app were investing their money in it. And some people saw their money triple, quadruple, or just get 5 times more than they invested. So what actually happened? Why did Robinhood remove it? What happened? We're going to talk about this whole thing. And when you look at the numbers, you look at the actions of certain people or certain individuals, certain groups versus what they say, right? And really, I can tell you what happened. I'm going to read this article to you, but here's what happened. Generally, the richest 1% of the world or of the United States, they like to get together and they like to control stocks, right? And then individuals like myself or anyone else who is not of the richest top 1% or the Rothschilds or anything, we're always playing catch up. We're always playing catch up, right? And the rich actually control the price of stocks. They drive the price of stocks, and they always say insider trading is bad, right? Well, there is no insider trading of being bad. What do you think goes on between the richest 1%? And let me see. Trader stock flow say absolutely. He says HF are being short squeezed by retail investors. Exactly. So, folks, this is really, we know this every day, but it has just proven itself and reared its ugly head. We know that the rich are greedy. They don't want to share. So here is what happened. Why did that stock and AMC and other stocks gain such traction? And what made it get pulled down by Robinhood investors? I'm going to read this article to you here, and we're going to interpret what I read here. We're going to show you what happens and why this is going to happen more in the future than it ever has. So let's kind of go to this article. I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to share the article that I have pulled up here. And let's see. Okay, so we're sharing this article, and as we see, GameStop shares fall over 30%, halted several times after brokers placed restrictions on the trade. Shares of GameStop, the center of trading frenzy fueled by Reddit message board, were down sharply on Thursday after brokers restricted trading on the stock. GameStop was down 35% from Wednesday's closing price to $225 per share after 2 p.m. Earlier in Thursday's session, it went up over 25% and down more than 50% as trading was halted several times. Shares were soaring at one point in the pre-market trading, briefly topping $500. The stock started to fall as word spread that Robinhood and Interactive Brokers were restricting trading, and it opened trading solidly in the red. The shares discovered and rallied only to turn rapidly lower as the day went on. And this first decline in GameStop in 6 days cut gains for the week to just 200%. The wild moves followed more than 130% rally on Wednesday and a heavy volume. The stock was worth about $40 just a week ago. Other speculative names with high levels of short interest also dropped sharply on Thursday. Shares of theater chain AMC lost 57%, while BlackBerry and Bed and Bath shed 40%. The dramatic slide came as some retail brokerages limited trading in several of the heavy shortened names to close positions, only meaning that traders could not buy up shares as the price fell. Robinhood and Interactive Brokers also hiked their margin requirements on trade, making it harder for traders to use leverage and load up on stocks and options. The broker cited the extreme volatility as a reason for moves, and Robinhood said it did not believe that dramatic price moves would stop until the exchange and regulators halted prices for certain symbols into liquidation only. Billionaire investors David Chepper told CNN earlier Thursday that investors should be careful playing with speculative names. So let's kind of break this down and analyze what we saw here, or what was shared here. So as we look at this, folks, here's what really happened, right? A group of people, individuals, decided that on Reddit, they would post a message board to play with the price of stocks. So here's what happens if you're not familiar with investments. When a large group of people move, whether it's in a move to sell or to hedge against a stock or to be in a bull market or bear market, when a large group of people do that, it fluctuates in price. Generally, what leads the charge is supposedly the organic or natural revolution of buyers and sellers in the marketplace when it comes to stock. But that's not true. We know that. What drives the stock price are the filthy rich and the Wall Street guys, right? So what happened is, people who are within 2020, while you were struggling for, trying to get groceries, trying to get food, while you were struggling just trying to pay your bills, while we were losing jobs, while people were just depending on stimulus checks, the super rich and the super wealthy, well, they were just complaining about not being able to have spa day. They were getting richer as people were getting poorer during this entire time. So the revolution just kind of reared its ugly head. You know what the ugly head said? And Job said crazy moves. What happened is this: people are sick and tired of seeing wealthy people, Wall Street, start to control things. So you know what happens? Even though wealthy and Wall Street have the money, they don't have the people power. The people power lies within us. See, folks, in order for people to control government, that's why the United States got off of a gold standard, right? Because they had to print paper money so they can control the economy. Because if they were on a gold standard, then whoever has gold really has the wealth. So in order for them to kind of share wealth, and in order for them trying to get their friends and hook their rich friends up, they had to find a way to control money. That's why we're off the gold standard, short but sweet. Now, payback to the hedge funds. That's right. So this was payback to the Wall Street hedge funds that kind of played around with our emotions. So a group of people on Reddit decided, hey, let's go in and let's get these stocks. And it was such a massive amount of people. Wall Street had no idea what went on. When they opened to a big surprise that, wow, we just lost money. And while the big rich lost money, guess what? The everyday folks like you and myself, or whoever invested into GameStop, well, guess what? We were able to make a chunk off that. And some people bought it at the extreme low. And so what happened was, this was Robinhood. You get from the rich and you share and disperse amongst the poor. So what happened? Robinhood decided to close the position so you guys wouldn't buy it at a low price. And this is what greed does, right? If it was Wall Street, it would be open game, right? It would be open game, just like Facebook stock. It was open game, when people got in early, it's all open game. But when it comes down to us, when it comes down to regular people having a chance to make money, well, guess what? The rich don't like that. So they probably forced Robinhood to close. And again, same thing with AMC. So here's another kind of article that really spoke about what happened. I'm going to share this article too, so you can really see it for yourself. This article really hits the nail on what happened. I'm going to read this to you. It says GameStop and other stocks targeted by Reddit users plummet. Robinhood and other brokerage restrict trades, prompting outcry from investors and lawmakers, right? So it says shares of GameStop and other companies plummeted in regular trading Thursday, even as leading brokers moved to limit trading in stocks, a decision that infuriated lawmakers and the ordinary retail investor who had used these stocks to wage a populist war against big Wall Street hedge funds. Those investors had been coordinating on a Reddit message board to send prices of those stocks soaring for most of the week, inflicting pain on big Wall Street funds that had made massive bets those stocks would fall in price. The narrative is of the online army of the ordinary investors waging war against well-heeled financial firms has transfixed Wall Street this week. But on Thursday, many of these stocks sold off despite some users of Reddit's message board pleading with people to hold on to their shares. GameStop was down as much as 40% in the late morning before recovering some of those losses. Other stocks boosted by investors on Reddit message board also saged, with movie theater giant AMC Entertainment dropping as much as 46%, BlackBerry shedding 36%, and Nokia falling more than 26%. What you need to know about GameStop's price chaos. As the trading frenzy continued, Robinhood and Interactive Brokers, two of the most popular online trading apps for retail investors, announced they would restrict users trading in the stock seeing the most action. Those moves came after TD Ameritrade earlier in the week said it would impose restrictions. So that's enough there. So you kind of see what's happening. What's happening is, people are really starting to take control of their, financial future. And this is why I've always said, you always want to have a way that you can make money that that a job or Wall Street doesn't kind of choose for you, right? So let's see. We have Joe says, I put a friend put in 10K in cash and sold out at 113,000 of their money. See, this is what the rich do all day. They plan it. So you know what? It's going to happen. This is not really a race war we're dealing with. I mean, it kind of is, but this is not a political war, Republicans or Democrat. This is a war against the top wealthy 1% and everyone else. And we're going to start seeing moves like this more and more and more. As a matter of fact, that's why I always encourage individuals to have a home-based business or some type of investment or even your own business, something where you control the income. And again, even with trading stocks back and forth, now we're seeing that people now are taking matters into their own hands. And we just seen this. This is a test. We've seen that people can actually take control of a stock and drive it up and drive it down. And Wall Street doesn't have all the power to do so. The natural progression of marketplace, the natural progression of buyers, when buyers are controlled by the media, they're controlled by the news, right? They're controlled by commercials, right? Well, guess what? What this showed us is, like, if me, you, and everyone on Facebook, if 200 million of us human beings decide that we want to buy at a particular stock, we could raise the price, hedge the bet, and we can take our money. We can take a $10,000 investment with our hedging, with everyone going in, and we can turn into $100,000 gain just simply in 72 hours, because we can have a coordinated hedging against Wall Street, and that can happen. I'm glad it's happening too. So we're going to see a lot of this happen in the future. So I wanted to bring that to you guys' attention, because my Facebook page and my YouTube channel is all about money talk. Anything that goes on financially, anything that's an opportunity, I'm going to bring to you. Even news, I'm going to bring it to you. Everything doesn't have to be about opportunity. It could just be about news. So as we see these things happening, I kind of want you to be aware that, with fluctuations, promo here, I might as well say, with fluctuations, that's why I always say the safest bet is sound money. Sound money is gold and silver, which I have in my hand. So we launched an opportunity that puts this in people's hands. Also, I have an opportunity that trades money, that trades Forex. So when the dollar is doing bad, you still make money. When the dollar is doing good, you still make money. So you can make money whether the dollar is doing bad, whether the news are being bad. So that's why I'm involved in opportunities that harness the principle of wealth, whether it's Epic Trading, which is an opportunity that we launched in October, or whether it's 7K metals buying gold and silver or anything. So folks, we always have to look at this. And Joe Pringle says, always felt stocks were risky getting into precious metals. What you're facing, massive inflation, dollar goes down, goes up. You're right. That's why I encourage everyone to diversify their portfolio. Most people don't have gold, silver, precious metals. I am starting to collect these myself through this company. And now you can do it outside the company, but this company gives us wholesale pricing. And not only that, it's a dual benefit. And there's sometimes you don't get a dual type of income from everything, right? You're either going to make a profit or a commission. But it's very rare that you make a profit and a commission. That's why I'm looking for tools that have wealth principles, because anything that has wealth principles, number one, is going to show people how to have access to wealth through vehicles such as trading, such as buying gold and silver. And number two is going to allow people to make a commission as we become wealthy, or help other people become wealthy or gain access to wealth. So I love opportunities like this. But folks, let's keep an eye on what happens in the future in the stock market, as regular people on Reddit can hedge now against Wall Street, and we can actually take control of stock prices and benefit off of them. And as you see, why are lawmakers so concerned about this? This goes if the big huge banks and the big huge investors, hedge fund investors, can do this every single day, why is it a problem when common people do it? Right? Unfair, huh? So, and then why is Robinhood shutting it down when anything else will allow a stock to plummet, and without shutting it down? Why did it have to shut GameStop down? So shouldn't it be a law against that? See, these lawmakers are also constituents of these big banks and these big hedge funds. So that's why it's okay, right? So again, it's a war. It's basically everyone else against the richest 1%. So again, arm yourself by having knowledge, by getting yourself gold and silver, by putting yourself in a position to make investments, either whether it's stock market, and to pay attention to things like this. With that said, folks, I thank you for watching our show here live. And let me just go back and just announce people. Hey, Miss Tina, how you doing? And shout out to Trader Floor Stock. Thank you for stopping in, my friend, on YouTube. I appreciate it. And Trader Floor Stock had some good comments. Hedge funds are betting short, squeeze retail investors. And definitely thank you for Joe Pringle for hopping on here and offering your insight. Again, paying back the hedge funds, and friend that put 10K and cashed out at 113. That's amazing, Joe. Wow, really amazing. And then he says he always felt stocks were risky getting into precious metals, and you're right about that. And Joe kind of just boomed my, agree with my last comment of being able to, have a good portfolio of precious metals that you own and can feel, and stock. So, folks, with that said, that's Money Talk for the day. I will see you guys tomorrow at an undisclosed time, undisclosed location. Stay safe.